Greetings, everybody. I wish you well today. It's very nice that you're here. It's so nice to share energy with you in the miraculous eternal now. Today is hilarious because mugwort and belladonna are both like going in and out and yelling at me too when they want to come in or when they want to go out. Mostly mugwort, but what's hilarious that I see as hilarious is that my cats were born on April 17th, 2009, and they're litter mates, so they're both Aries sons, and they're born in the year of the ox, so they're very different. Their personalities are very different, but they both get like pissed and like, oh, need it now. Like, it's so funny. I don't know when I started to think about animals, astrology, information, but once you figure it out, like you really will see these things in your animals. They have a bunch of Pisces in their chart too. I don't have it memorized, but I think they have a Pisces moon. They're the weirdest cats. I mean, all cats are weird and wonderful, but these cats are they're crazy, and I love them so much. They're both from a feral mom. I live kind of near a military base where I'm sure animals are abandoned a lot, and I guess there's a huge population of feral cats out there, and there's a person who would go trap them and have heart traps and bring them to a veterinary hospital near where I live, and they fix them for free, which is really nice. The hospital does it for free, and then the guy takes them back out and lets them go, so they can just be completely neutered and spayed and not reproducing. But I mean, I don't even know who feeds them. I don't know. Maybe I need to go out there and figure it out. But so my cats were born to a feral mom in the hospital in a cage. Their mom was probably, left alone, basically, and then somehow removed from the cage, probably spitting and hissing and clawing, and they probably fixed her and took her back. I don't know how long my kitties were with their mom after they were born. I do know that they were fixed really young. I got them at 2 months old, and they were already fixed. And like belladonna, she was the tiniest little kitten, and her tummy was completely shaved. And they would go, like, I used to have a milk crate, upside down metal milk crate, and they would go through the handle part of the milk crate. They'd crawl in there. They were that tiny. They'd fit through the handle. And they'd hide in the very back, and they would nurse on Bella. Bella would nurse on herself, and Muggy would nurse on her. Broke my heart, but now they're good. It took about a little over a year to get them to where they were somehow like aware of humans and what humans could do for them. I love my cats, I do. They're gonna be 12 in April, and that's that. So my little preamble. The cats are going nuts today. The moon is in Capricorn, so I don't know what that means. I mean, I do know what that means. My moon is in Capricorn, which I've heard is a sort of a tough placement to have it, but I do all right with it. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. A lot has been coming down the pike today, and a lot came through in writing. And I'm just having faith that whatever comes through today is exactly what needs to come through. I think some people might get really annoyed by my process, like, well, don't you have a script? But I truly am a mouthpiece. Lately, I've been thinking about the human system and how over time it's been dissected. You know, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the physical, they've all been sort of taken out and put into their own little corners and studied and tested. And I feel like that time of that separating our system is over. We need to stop. We need to be whole beings of light. We need to, you know, that's that thing. That's the crux of the matter of life, of living a wealthy, healthy, wealthy, and wise life, is that at our very core, we are love. That is the foundation of who and what we are as beings. We are love. And the more that we can get to this place of love, which it's like a little jewel that dwells in our bodies and our systems, a little jewel of constant emanation of light, constant. And it has been my experience through meditation, which isn't scary. It doesn't mean you're like not a good Christian or whatever. I mean, I feel like meditation to a lot of people is sort of like woo-woo and strange and scary, and it's really not. It's not scary at all. It's like coming home. It's like coming home. And the more that I do it, the more my foundation gets more and more strong and solid. My foundation of it's hard to describe. It reminds me of the parable from the Bible of the man who built his house upon the sand. The reason why I know this is because I went to Sunday school growing up, and we learned songs. And I don't know why I'm tearing up a little bit. I used to hate that I would have to get up on Sundays and go to Sunday school. I hated it. I fought to not have to go. I just was like, I don't want to go. I remember it from a very young age, I just didn't want to go. You know, I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was such a stress fest every Sunday morning. You know, my dad would be sleeping. My mom would be like getting 4 children ready to get out the door and be to church on time. I mean, it was a lot for her. But anyway, once I got there to Sunday school, I dug it. I mean, we got to do crazy things like glue macaroni onto paper, and we learned songs and stories, which I kind of like that. I remember the one thing about Sunday school that I liked was, I think it was when I was in junior high or high school, probably not high school, probably not even in junior high. I don't think I kept going. I think I finally just went, I'm not going, you know. And she probably just went. So it was sometime, I remember, that they were talking about the Middle East and where Jesus was from, Jesus Christ. Jesus the Christ, the Christed one. and the teacher brought a pomegranate and had cut it up and gave everybody a little piece of pomegranate, and I'd never had it. And I fell in love with it. I loved it. I have one in my fridge. I'm going to have to eat it soon. So the parable of the man who built his house upon the sand, I'm kind of thinking of the song, and the rains came pouring down, and the rains came down, and the tide came up, something like that. And anyway, the house that was built upon the sand was washed away because there was no solid foundation of the rock, which is the man who builds his house upon the rock will not be troubled by weather or by storms, you know. And now that I'm completely miles away from the Presbyterian church and the Christian church and going to Sunday school and church, I have not been in so long, but what I've learned through an alternate route is that through meditating, through being silent and connecting to the silence within, the stillness, the absolute calm, perfect, undisturbed field of pure consciousness, like that is a foundation, that is the rock on which to build your life. And the more that you go inside and connect with that deep, perfect silence, which is also very much alive and thrumming with life, and with the whole universe is there. And when you go inside every day for just 20 minutes, just 20 little minutes every day, eventually you get to this point where you're nourished, you're plugged into that. You're given everything you could ever ask for. All your dreams will come true. Because you start to see, you start to see what's true. You start to see what's real. And you stop paying attention to the fire, the shadows and the light of the fire on the cave walls. Even though that's real, and it's beautiful, and it's wonderful to cuddle up under the furs with your mate. But what I'm saying is, like, the bottom line of life, of how you consider yourself, how you see yourself. And what I realized today is how I consider myself is how others consider me, And when I'm insecure and feeling like, I don't know, down and sad and not, not whole, when I'm feeling like that, that's how others see me. And that's a vibe that's kind of like, yeah, not so much. And when you're connected to source within through the practice of 20 minutes a day of meditation, then you start to broadcast that. You start to consider yourself as worthy and as whole and as like this good. That's kind of vibe you start to emanate, you start to broadcast. And yeah, maybe I'm coming into this late, but timing is everything. Timing is everything. I want to thank you for your presence today, and I will see you tomorrow. I send you so much love and deep peace.